entertainment celebrities, and other great guests, combining one host who has no legs, one host who lives in Duluth, Minnesota, and another host who seems to never be on the show. But now, on to the show with Troy, Dave, and maybe even Will.
That's right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everybody. Dave Stevens here at the home offices here in Bristol, Connecticut for a very special Geary, Stein and Stevens show. I'm in such a giving mood, so let me bring in my co-host. Of course, Troy Geary is up in, where are you today? You up in Duluth, Troy?
Yes, I am, Dave.
What's going on up there, my friend?
A little cold today.
Yeah? What's the temperature?
5 degrees right now.
5 degrees. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad that I'm here where it's 26 degrees here in Connecticut. But we're going to heat things up. I'm going to bring in a friend of mine. I won't call her an old friend of mine because you never should say that about a woman's age. But Mindy Scheier is joining us on a very special Geary, Stein and Stevens. She, of course, is the CEO of Runway of Dreams. And we are here because it's Giving Tuesday. And I, of course, have been a part of Runway of Dreams for a couple of years. Troy knows that I'm all across the country helping Mindy, and we do so much. But Mindy is really the catalyst. And she's going to spend a little time with us tonight talking about Runway of Dreams, why it's so important to help us and to continue to show that adaptive clothing like this amazing bomber's jacket that I'm wearing from IZ Adaptive can not only look good, but can also give you that confidence. So Mindy, welcome. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you. I'm so grateful to be here.
And we're going to talk a little bit about Runway of Dreams and what your part has been a part of that. So tell us, why are we here tonight, Mindy?
So we are here because tomorrow is Giving Tuesday, and I am grateful to have an opportunity to talk about why Runway of Dreams is so important and about our mission. So I am actually a fashion designer by trade, but also the mom of a now 18-year-old son, Oliver, who has a rare form of muscular dystrophy. And I learned very early on that he was going to struggle with everyday tasks, the very thing that I love more than anything, and that's getting dressed every day. For Oliver, it was a daily reminder of what he could not do, which are buttons and zippers, putting on his shoes, tying laces, etc. And this was back in about 2013, 14, and there were just no options for him. Even coming from the fashion industry, I wasn't able to solve this problem for him of finding ways to be able to more independently dress himself. So I decided to take matters into my own hands and start the Runway of Dreams Foundation. And the purpose of the foundation was really to raise awareness for the need for mainstream adaptive clothing for the 1.8 billion people, you heard me right, billion people on this planet that identify with having a disability. As having clothing options and being able to show up to the world with who you are through your clothing directly affects your self-confidence and self-esteem. And these are things that Runway of Dreams is working really hard with the fashion industry to be able to educate them that people with disabilities are consumers and they're people, and they need to have the same options as everyone else. So Runway of Dreams is about to hit its 10-year anniversary next year. And we really focus on the raising awareness. And we do that by hosting our big fashion shows during New York Fashion Week every year in September. This past September, we had over 77 models with all different types of disabilities, ethnicities, ages. Here's a little video of it, lighting up New York and really showing the industry who people with disabilities are and that they are consumers too. And it's an extraordinary moment. You know, we've heard time and time again from models that have been on our runway. Dave, you were actually one of them, about how powerful and important this was to them on their journey. in life. And we want to continue to be able to give this opportunity to as many people with disabilities as we possibly can. So the notion of Giving Tuesday and thinking about who you are going to support, I really want you to think about tomorrow when you go into your closet and very easily dress yourself and don't have to think about what you're wearing. Think about the 1.8 billion people that don't have that luxury to be able to do buttons or zippers or tie laces, because we need to raise more awareness in the fashion industry and beauty industry of the importance of people with disabilities.
What has been the biggest challenge of getting mainstream clothing designers to consider adaptive clothing?
I would say back in 2014 when I launched, the biggest challenge was really understanding who this population was, that they are not a niche population, a very large population, the largest minority on our planet, and the only minority that every single one of us could be a part of at any point in our life. That challenge is certainly still there, as we now are working with over 11 mainstream brands that we just hosted on our runway. But it is definitely becoming much more of a category now called adaptive, that allows more brands to really see that this is something that they need to get involved in, not only because it's the right thing to do, but because people with disabilities are consumers.
And that's what I've learned. I mean, I was ignorant to it until I met you about this whole entire process, and it's changed my life. And actually, it's been fun to work with the designers and have them send me their clothes that I can represent now with Silverts and IZ Adaptive and all of these things from Zappos and everything. And it really, you don't have to be embarrassed to have a disability and to go out into public, and especially with adaptive clothing. And I think you've been such a catalyst for that. It's been a part of the big push for our inclusion, because as you said, we are the biggest minority in the world and we have the smallest voice, and it's people like you that you have championed this cause for Oliver, and you've taken it to a much bigger platform. In fact, you brought on some big heavy hitters. Let's take a look at the inclusion push that we did this summer for Runway of Dreams.
It is time to adapt.
Time to adapt the way we think of inclusivity.
Time to adapt how we define inclusivity.
So that inclusivity includes people with disabilities. This is the adaptive fashion revolution. But this revolution is more than just adaptive clothing.
It's about adapting our attitudes.
The way we view fashion, the way we view beauty.
Adapting the way we view ourselves.
And feeling like we have truly been seen.
On billboards and in magazines, on Fashion Week runways, and in your feed. It's about creating a future that is truly inclusive.
A future where fashion and self-expression
are possible for everybody. While we have made great progress, this is just the beginning.
Help Runway of Dreams create an adaptive and inclusive future
by joining the campaign for inclusion at runwayofdreams.org.
All right. right. That is such a powerful, powerful PSA. And again, if you are just joining us, it is, of course, we are here for Runway of Dreams. It is that Giving Tuesday, and we want you to give till it hurts, give to what we're trying to do, what Mindy's trying to do. And just to continue, it's not about little kids, it's about everybody. The adaptive clothing world, it covers such a big gamut. No pun intended. But Troy, kick us off here.
You made a big difference with some pretty impressive names like Kohl's, Target, J.C. Penney. But what is it going to take to get more of these major retailers on board?
It's a great question. And I think that, look, in the fashion years, the fact that we went from having one brand in 2016 to having 11 brands on our runway this past 2023 in September is an extraordinary amount of brands that we have gotten on board. So I think I know change is happening. So what it's going to take is support, belief, and dedication to what we are trying to do and make change happen in an industry that does have a lot of control and power over how we feel about ourselves and our confidence. And if we can help make that change happen in somebody's life while they live it, is extraordinary. And that is really on the, a primary basis of what Runway of Dreams is meant to do, and why we are working so hard to continue to have more and more brands on our with us and on our runways.
And I want to remind everybody, the QR codes are up here. All you got to do is hold your phone up, do that. Or if you want to get more involved, check us out at runwayofdreams.org, a great website. Gives you information about what brands we have, what we do, the shows that are upcoming, all kinds of things. So again, continue to support Runway of Dreams. It's Giving Tuesday. Give till it hurts, or give if you were going to go out and buy shoes or socks or something like that. All you got to do is give it to Mindy, and Mindy will do some real good with that. And Mindy, what has been the biggest thing, that you have to do to convince these industry moguls that, hey, you can make money, that there are people with disabilities that have money and are willing to spend? And how does that challenge factor into what you're doing at Runway of Dreams?
So I think the greatest way that we've been able to really show why we're doing what we're doing is actually our runway shows, to get people and especially those in the industry into the room to see the power of people with disabilities. And the why we are doing what we do is extraordinary, and why we are so grateful that you're having me on the show today to talk about giving Tuesday, because the funds will help us create more shows to help to support our college students. We have 20 Runway of Dreams college clubs across the United States, and we are really working to also help support up and coming designers and students that are focusing on adaptive and inclusion as they go out into the workforce. Because not only do we need to think about the industry today, we need to think about what the industry is going to look like in the future. And the best way to do that is to inspire and work with next generation of designers and leaders. And that's, who we're working with at colleges at this level.
How impactful will be adding adaptive clothing to the Victoria's Secret catalog?
It was incredibly impactful. So we had been working and, have been a part of Victoria's Secret's kind of timeline in getting to having adaptive products offered both in store and online. Is not only a huge moment for Victoria's Secret, but also for Runway of Dreams, as Victoria's Secret, being the global brand that they are and how impactful their runway shows have been in the past, they chose to launch on our runway. And that just speaks volumes to the power of what we are doing, and to be able to show the world that they deemed our runway as the place to launch adaptive products. And that's how we want all brands to really feel that there is a platform that is built, that is now approaching its 10th year, that really is moving the paradigm of change.
And Mindy, as we look at these amazing models and just the confidence and the beauty and the majestic of everything from being a part of this moment, um, it also helps females to overcome something that it doesn't get talked about: sexuality with a disability and what you have to go through, and dating and romance and all those kind of things. That, I mean, you guys put together a team of experts and got some real insight into this taboo subjects that people don't normally like to talk about.
We did actually. We held an extraordinary panel discussion around Valentine's Day this past February, and we invited executives from Victoria's Secret to be a part of this discussion, where we had a whole audience filled with women with all different types of disabilities, ethnicities, ages, as well as panelists with different disabilities, to really talk very openly and candidly about what it's like to be a woman with a disability from a sexuality perspective, dating, all the things that you just mentioned, because they want to have what everybody else gets to have: romance and feel sexy and be a part of these conversations. And to have Victoria's Secret executives there to listen, learn, and really grow from this discussion was really shows the commitment that they as a company have to supporting the population of people with disabilities.
And it was just, of the ones that I've been to, it stands out as that moment. I think in your 10 years, that might be one of the biggest, most impactful moments of any of these that you've put together, just because of what it represents and the hope for the future that anybody can be sexy no matter what body that you are trapped in. So I appreciate that, and I hope it continues to grow. So again, thank you for Victoria's Secrets. And we've got to pay some bills for our people, so stick around. Very special Giving Tuesday. Geary, Stein and Stevens, don't go away. We'll be right back.
Air travel can feel like a nightmare, but for 1 in 4 Americans with disabilities, real nightmares happen every day. No accessible bathrooms on most flights. 31 wheelchairs damaged daily by airlines, disrupting lives, sometimes for months. So many other barriers to safe travel. Change isn't easy, but we can build the world's most accessible travel system. Help us make sure airplanes connect everyone, to family and friends, to opportunity, to possibilities. We're Easter Seals.
We told you all year long, and now we have to holler. We ruined our homes and scratched out all our collars. So freshly dressed, that's the sight to go. With hundreds of amazing shirts and places to spend your dough. Oh, freshly dressed, will light your shopping load. And save you more for the travel with the GSS show code. The GSS show code.
Oh, thank you. I feel like I'm cheating, though. We're talking about adaptive clothing and we're talking about Fresh Clean Threads, but Fresh Clean Threads has adapted to my size gain, so I appreciate that. But as we wrap up things, we've got Mindy Scheier here, the CEO of Runway of Dreams, and again, such an amazing organization. It is Giving Tuesday. That QR code, just click it. Click it and ticket and send us some money, and it will go to an amazing organization that not only makes impacts in the lives of children, but adults. And it's so much more than just giving, because what Mindy's doing is changing lives. And I want everyone to realize how important it is. What everyone at Runway of Dreams, all of her, it's not just Mindy. She's got a whole team that's doing so much. And, we could sit here for a half hour and thank all of them. But I'm going to turn it back over to Troy, and we'll wrap up and have a little fun as we go out.
It's no secret Dave loved the stage, and apparently he can be a diva on the runway. How would you describe his catwalk moves, and should he quit his day job?
I mean, the video says it all. For sure. It was hard. I felt bad for the model that followed Dave, but I actually have a question back for Dave. What was it like for you to be on the runway?
I loved it. As you can tell, I'm sitting there doing push-ups and handstands, and the ultimate is when you invited me to go be on The View, and so you're sitting there with Whoopi Goldberg and all the females on that show, and they're like, "Whoa, what have we got here?" And this legless dude just comes walking out on the stage, and again, I haven't met a camera or a microphone that I don't like, but it really is funny to be able to just go out there and show that, hey, I don't got legs, but I do have confidence, and I can go out there and sell it and just be like anybody else. And yes, I'm not a fashion model, and I try to play one on TV, but the experiences that you have given me have been amazing, and I'm so thankful that it has led me to live a little bit of fun. But most of the time, I like to see that the youngsters, the kids that are up there on stage, because when you see them light up and you see the little ones that have never done things like this and they don't want to go on stage, and the next thing you know, you can't get them off of the stage because they're having so much fun. So it's been very impactful, and I've enjoyed it. And anytime I can get out there and hoop it up and bounce around, I like to do that as well. So thank you, Mindy, for those opportunities.
My pleasure.
And before we wrap up things, Mindy, what have we got going on in 2024? What are some of the plans that you have in the works?
We have so many exciting plans. It is, again, our 10-year anniversary. So we're really hoping to expand and elevate everything that we have done over this past decade, and really can't wait to show the world everything that we're doing.
Well, it's been great to have you here for this little bit of time. And again, we want to make sure that everybody donates, get that QR code, or go to the website, or do it, because it's an exciting time of year. So much going on. You got Christmas presents, we got NFL, we got all these kind of things. But if you take some time to do good, you're going to feel a lot better. And again, if you look at it, you make $100 donation, that's a cup of coffee a day. And when we give that impact that Mindy is doing with all that we're doing, and all the Target and Zappos and Kohl's and all these people that have been a part of that, it's minor, but it really does make an impact. Troy?
I got one more question before we let you go. I know Dave told me you're a big Eagles fan. What do you think of the season so far, and do you think they can get back to the Super Bowl?
Oh my gosh. Thank you for asking me that question, because I am a big Eagles fan, and last night's game definitely made me bite my nails off. But we're going the distance. This is our year. I know it.
Well, if you're excited about the Eagles, please click on the QR code. Or if you like the Cowboys and you hate the Eagles, well, make a donation in their name or something like that. So it's real easy to do. It's Giving Tuesday. We've had this opportunity to have Mindy be a part of us. Make one last pitch out there, Mindy, for everybody watching.
First of all, thank you both so much for having me on the show. And please, everyone, tomorrow, really, really, we would be so grateful if you would support in any denomination of money, so that we can help raise awareness to the need for mainstream adaptive clothing in the fashion and beauty industries, as well as to elevate and support people with disabilities as consumers and people first. And we can do that with your help. So thank you so much.
We appreciate it, Mindy. Best of luck. And again, you see it. You've seen the QR code. One more time, we'll give one more last push. Please help us support Runway of Dreams, what Mindy's doing. If you like how I look on stage, you could also donate. If you don't like what I look like on stage, and like what Mindy looks on stage, you can make a donation. And of course, this all goes to a great organization. And Mindy started this. There's her beautiful family. There's Oliver all the way on the end there. And again, such a wonderful thing that she has done, not only as a mother, but also somebody who cares so much. So Mindy, thank you so much for being a part of this. I'm Dave. For Troy and everybody else, this is Geary, Stein and Stevens. We thank you for your support. Watch us on Roku, your home TV, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all those locations that you guys support us. We love you. Until next time, America, we'll see you.
Thank you for tuning in to the Geary, Stein and Stevens Show. Follow us on social media, watch us on yourhometv.com, or now We're on Roku. Download it and watch us. And thanks for tuning in. Until next time, America.